lot of people will be thinking, what do I tweet about? What am I going to write about on Facebook? What am I? And they fall into what I call one of two categories. There's either what I call the talking head. Look what I've had for my breakfast. Look what colour socks I'm wearing today. Or a voice in the wilderness. I get this stuff like, please like my website. It's like, why? Why should I like your website? What? Who are you and what are you doing? And I think try not to get too focused and too hung up about the tools. Okay, they're all there. The platforms are all growing. There's all sorts of different features coming on all the time. Think of social media as having a big S and a small m. Focus on the social. And don't worry so much about the tools, because I think that's where people really start to get tripped up and hung up about things. So big S, small m. So what we've done in the book, we've created a number of social media profiles which will help you to understand how you can use social media for your business. And we'll quickly go through these one by one. If you've read the book, you'll be familiar with them. We've got local hero. They tend to have non-business customers. They'll be within a radius of 10 to 15 miles. Plumbers, vets, osteopaths, physios, etc. I would probably put you in that category. And it's important that you try not so much to put yourself into a pigeonhole, but to understand which one most closely matches your situation, because that will help you to develop your social media strategy. Local hub, businesses, business customers generally, so business to business usually, maybe 20 to 30 miles, accountants or IT services, legal services, that type of thing. So you're usually what I would call a local hub, and you're categorized usually because of the nature of your customers, who tend to be business customers. A host, you could have non-business and business customers. Examples: hotel, restaurant, hairdresser, usually quite local, 20 to 30 miles, but in some cases it could be national if you have, for example, a hotel. Coaching businesses usually will be business customers, but you can have, if you are, for example, a personal trainer, something like that. If you're a coach though, you normally be dealing with business customers. Could be county-wide, but sometimes national. So examples would be business coach or a consultant. A niche could be dealing with both non-business and business. This could be an e-commerce website or someone who deals in a very, very tight, specific niche, not necessarily just selling online. Usually local to national, in some cases international. We've got e-commerce companies, info products, lifestyle products, that type of thing. And then finally, player. These are the Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey sort of type characters right at the top of the social media pyramid, and they have a totally different use of social media to the rest of us. So let's have a quick look at some roles. So if you're a local hero, your role then is to be the go-to person in your community for your skill. You want to demonstrate, I'm here providing this service. Good example. We've got we've lived in Spain for a few years. We've got a guy that comes around and he just is Mr. Fix It. And if he can't fix it, he knows someone who can fix it. And he's absolutely brilliant. He goes at lengths to explain to me why the boiler has stopped working or whatever it is. So he's really, really knowledgeable. Now, I'm not saying for that he necessarily needs to go out and start blogging and tweeting and doing all these sort of things. But if he wanted to, if he wants to grow his business, then he's got an opportunity here. And the mindset that he could adopt is that he wants to be seen as the go-to person in his community. If you're a local hub, if you're an accountant or something like this, you are aiming to be a facilitator for your customers. You're a trusted and valued advisor. And your aim is to build a ring fence around your customers. And social media is a brilliant way to amplify your message, create a sense of community amongst your customers. If you're a host, you're aiming to be the destination of choice in your particular area. So if you're a hotel or involved in the leisure industry or maybe a hairdresser or whatever, you are aiming to be the destination in choice in your area. As a coach, you're looking to be the expert of choice in your field. Social media, blogging, people come there, they want to find relevant, useful information and so that they can trust you and see that you are an expert. And I always say to people, in any market, in any niche, it needs leaders. It needs someone to be the go-to person. It doesn't matter what market you operate in, you might as well claim that position. And this is where social media is really, really powerful. If you're a niche, let's say you provide some kind of mountain bikes or whatever, you want to make sure that you're viewed as the supplier of choice in your niche and be associated with people that can support and promote your brand. If you're a player, I've included it for completeness, but basically you're the sort of the head of the tribe, as it were, the motivating force to inspire your followers. Okay? Does anybody not recognise themselves at all?
Sometimes fit in several
categories. That's fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes people have got a foot in both camps. It isn't an exact science, but it just helps you to start to think about how you can use it and use ideas from one area. It's not restricted. You mustn't try to pigeonhole yourself too much. So let's have a look at these more specifically. So here's our local hero. He's aiming, as I say, to become the go-to person in his community. Well, he's out there. Look, he's still there.
It's too small.
Oh no, ladies. Okay, return. Okay, yeah. So exactly, he provides a good service to his customers. Yeah. Return on investment then. Return on investment. What's his return on investment? How is he actually going to get it? And this is what I mean about using your time wisely, rather than, showing a photograph of the bacon butty he's just about to have for breakfast or whatever. He could be looking for referrals and getting recommendations. He can be looking for maybe some business accounts. If he doesn't have many business accounts, he could move away from just domestic services. He can maybe find some business customers. LinkedIn, perfect way to do that. Just to gently introduce yourself. So he could maybe here's some tactics for him. Create some videos. I mean, these iPhones these days, the cameras in them are absolutely fantastic. And if you're a plumber or an electrician or whatever it may be, it might not be appropriate in some areas, but you could just take your camera out and do a before and after video. Homemade is perfect. It doesn't need to have the lighting and the cameraman and the camera crew and the tripod and everything. Often just short informative videos, they work really well. You could create a video, upload it to YouTube, link that back to your blog, embed that code into your blog, write a blog post about it, all good stuff. The aim though is to make sure that you've got an expert blog. You could also look to maybe get some testimonials. As I say, if you ask for testimonials, you can get them. And if there's anybody afterwards who wants to give me another video testimony, just another little plug there. So just a smartphone, a WordPress blog, he's up and running. He can actually then start to use social media to drive his business forward.